Hello everyone, my name is Morgan. I like to make these tarot pick a card videos here on YouTube. I also have a blog because I am a writer and yoga teacher as well, where I like to post tarot and other spiritual related content, so I definitely recommend you go and check that out. I also have a website up for private readings, so if you are interested in booking a private reading with me, that would be great. I am offering them at $25 right now, so if you've ever gotten a psychic service before, you will know that that is an absolute steal. So they're all virtual, all online, but yeah, so let's get started. I have my nails done, Halloween, so we're in that vibe. And the question I wanted to ask the cards today was, what message does your higher self have for you? Now, your higher self is basically the highest potential that you can achieve on Earth as a human being. So your higher self is you as a person. It is an inner voice within you, but it is you situated amongst a source. So it is a spiritual presence, but it's a spiritual presence that is a manifestation of you, the manifestation of your greatest good, a manifestation of you being placed on the right path, going on the right journey, and achieving your soul's purpose. And see, we don't always necessarily listen to our higher self. Some people go their whole lives and just don't know what their higher self is, doesn't know what their higher self wants, and they end up leading a life that is nothing to do with what their higher self would like. So there are lots of ways that you can communicate with your higher self. You can communicate with your higher self just by talking to your higher self. You can communicate through meditation, through tarot, through automatic writing, and through a Ouija board, through so many different types. That your higher self isn't a spirit, it's not a person that's passed on, but there's a lot of ways that you can communicate with this manifestation of yourself. And the reason I'm bringing all of these ways up is because when I was doing the readings, there was pretty much every pile wanted the viewers to communicate more. Your higher self was encouraging you to communicate more across all of these piles. So basically, the question that I'm asking is, what message specifically does your higher self have for you? And a lot of the messages that came through were really, really heavy. So just be prepared for that. I don't deliver them in a mean way or anything like that, but by talking to your higher self, by communicating with your higher self, by asking your higher self this question, it is some heavy work that is being done. So just wanted you to know that. So pile 1 is the fairy. Pile 2 is the mushroom. Pile 3 is the frog. And pile 4 is the tree. And if you have never done a tarot pick a card video before, I recommend you pause the video, take 3 deep breaths, and then choose what pile your intuition guides you towards, and then click on the corresponding timestamp in the description box below. Okay, pile 1, if you chose the fairy card, then this reading is for you. We'll get started with your tarot. What does your higher self want you to know? Okay, your higher self wants you to not be so scared of change. Your higher self wants you to recognize that sometimes bad things happen in our life. Sometimes we we go through these periods of intense change or intense chaos because there was some energy, there was something that we were holding on to currently that our higher self did not like. Our higher self did not like that energy. It's an energy of being trapped, and you probably know exactly what I'm referring to if you're watching this video, but your higher self wants you to know that change is good, and sometimes change seems really chaotic, especially if you are watching this video in 2020, like after everything's been shut down with the pandemic, and we're just in the heart of the pandemic, right? And we're going through all these new changes, and we're adapting our environment in all these different ways. And a lot of these lessons, a lot of these changes are lessons from our higher self. There's changes that have been sent down by our higher self, moments of chaos that have been sent down by our higher self in order to shake up the current energy that we're currently living in that isn't healthy for us, isn't good for us. Change is good, and change is what puts you on your soul path. That's what your higher self wants you to know. Okay. Wow, we're all in reverse today. So, I am sensing a couple blockages because of that, for sure. Your higher self wants you to know that you're not alone in this world, okay? You're not the only one that experiences change. And you're not the only one who is experiencing chaos in their lives. And just because other people try and hide it, they try and mask how they're feeling, they walk around like everything's fine, it doesn't mean that everything is fine, okay? Other people are struggling too. And it's easy to put yourself into a mind frame where you're very, woe is me. Like, I understand what it's like to be in that sad or depressed place, and you just think that everything in the world is out to get you, but that's not necessarily the case, especially not in this instance. In this instance, all this kind of shakeup and chaos that you're experiencing in your life right now is attributed to your higher self, and it's meant to change your life for the better. And it might not seem better in the moment, but self-reflection is important. So it's important to be able to, in the future, look back on this time and realize how you could grow as a person because of this time. So I'm definitely sensing blockages, of course. I am sensing that this isolation has been hard for you. And I know that I keep talking about COVID-19 and pandemic, and this is like a timeless reading, but I honestly feel like for a lot of you, it's really applicable to your situation right now. You've been feeling very isolated. You've been feeling like communication is really hard. You might be having a hard time adapting to this new method of virtual communication, but you're soon going to be stepping into a role where you are getting out of this trapped state. Like I said before, we have the Devil card. I talked about being trapped over here. You're going to soon be stepping into a role. What it is. A lot of you right now are going through your dark night of the soul, which is a period where a lot of chaos is happening. There's a lot of depression. There's just a lot of bad feelings right before you reach a spiritual awakening. And I definitely feel like that is what is happening for a lot of you right now. Your higher self wants you to know that things might be really, really difficult and hard to deal with right now, but they are soon going to change for the better. And you are being led on your soul's path right now. All of this chaos you're experiencing is to, number one, put you on your soul's journey. Number 2, to make you not fear chaos so much, to make you not fear change so much. So this will be energies that your soul, that your higher self really wants you to tap into. So I'm seeing the eternal child. So I'll read this out. Light attributes: determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit. Ability to see things with fresh eyes. Yes, see, I feel like that is your problem, is you just want to stay young forever. You just want to stay the person you are forever. I feel like you're very scared of change and growth, but what this card is reminding you, what your higher self is reminding you, is that because you have this mindset where you want to stay the same forever, you want to stay youthful forever, you can approach situations with these fresh new eyes. You can approach a situation with a new perspective, with a new way of being. I feel like even though you're really scared of change, you're really tapped into your inner child to a point where it honestly might be harmful because you're letting your inner child take over. So I think it's about trying to mitigate a healthy relationship between all of these like internal and external sources that we have, our higher self, our inner child, navigating with our spirit guides, all of these kinds of sources. We need to have a healthy relationship with them. There is such a thing as too much. So the cards are reminding you that you definitely have this gift. You have this ability to approach a situation with a fresh new perspective, but put that gift into practice and don't just hold on to wanting to be forever young. The Lover. Okay, cool. I'm gonna pull just like a couple other oracle cards to see what this could be referring to. Deceit. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, for sure, the Guardian in the Gate. Okay. And don't be scared with any of the cards that are coming up, because this is a message with your higher self, right? These are intense messages. So, again, great qualities. You are a loving, and I feel like you just give things your all. I feel like you could definitely be a fire sign for sure, because I feel like, or your Venus could be a fire sign, specifically Aries, because I feel like I'm an Aries, and I'm definitely identifying with some of the stuff that's coming up here. And yeah, like I feel like you love things, and you give your all. You give so much devotion. You give so much devotion to everything you do. But because you do that, you put too much of yourself into relationships, and you put too much of yourself into your passions sometimes. And I know that sounds like ridiculous, like, oh, I should be giving my all to all the time, but it's not true. You need to know when these behaviors are harmful for yourself. You need to understand when you're working too hard, or when you're developing codependent habits in a relationship. That's something that the cards want you to know. And we have the Guardian and the Gate card, and you might have seen this on my channel before, because I absolutely love this card, and I love when it comes up, and it comes up for me a lot. But with the Guardian and the Gate card, we see this woman who is standing at the gate, and she has a key around her neck, so she knows that she can move forward at any time. She knows she can unlock the gate, and she knows that there's so much beauty and potential, but she stays behind the gate. She stays where it's safe. She stays where it's comfortable, and that is exactly what you're doing right now. And your higher self, because you have been so stubborn to change, because you have You have stayed on the other side of this gate for so long. Your higher self is presenting you with all these challenges in order to force you to change. And it might seem like it's a lot, but that's a lot of times it's what we need, because we aren't tapping into our higher self. We're not speaking to our higher self at kind of the rate that we could be. And we're so scared that we don't want to listen to our higher self, because our higher self wants us to take risks. Our higher self is our future self as well, right? Movement, choices, decisions. Yes. Okay, for sure. I definitely see that. And material and wow. Okay. So you're being forced to deal with a lot. Okay, we know that. You are being forced to deal with so much, but the cards are telling you it is for the better, okay? You are going to land into prosperity and success very soon. You are going to find a soulmate soon, if that is what you want, and if you haven't already met that person yet. You are going to start working in your dream job, or moving towards places that help you facilitate what it is you're meant to do in life, facilitate your soul's purpose. And in order to get there, you're going to be faced with a lot of choices and a lot of decisions, and your higher self just wants you to listen to your intuition, and your higher self is inviting you to regularly have this kind of communication with it, right? Do whatever you need to do. You can journal. You can do automatic writing. You can do your own tarot. You can keep seeing a professional tarot reader, even it might be expensive, but your higher self is definitely telling you to keep communicating in order to go forward, in order to, especially through this dark night of the soul, which a lot of you are going through. Yeah, your higher self wants you to know that you can always tap into it. You don't just have to watch this video once and then completely, forget about it and not talk to your higher self ever again. Your higher self really wants to maintain that level of communication. Okay, we have our wisdom, which is our meditation for peace and serenity. And I actually do have, where'd they go? I want to pull, I love these butterfly affirmation cards, and I just wanted to pull them on camera instead of putting them in the pile before, just because I feel like it's something that with these affirmations, first of all, the cards are just small and they don't fit nicely, and I just feel like it's something that really needs to just be like tapped into. In the moment. There you go. Okay. So, a couple messages coming through right now. Your higher self wants you to tap into a calm space. Your higher self really wants you to meditate because they really want to keep communicating with you through meditation. But what your life desperately needs in order to balance out all of this chaos is you need to find peace internally in order to make sense of your external environment. And that's what I was saying where I feel like you do too much, you go too into things. It's just so overwhelming, and your higher self just wants you to take it easy and just really, really find that peace and calmness within. And your higher self wants you to be, your higher self wants you to be around water. If you can be around water, if that's accessible to you, if you live near a river, a stream, an ocean, a lake, your higher self wants you to go on and connect with that. And if you have a pet too, if you have a dog, I feel like a lot of you have dogs. If you have a dog or cat, really spend time with that animal and connect with that animal. Build yourself an intuitive connection with your pet in order to evolve into your highest self, because your pet is very intuitive. Animals know, and animals can sense things that we can't sense. We know that, like, therapy animals are a thing because it has been proven that pets do calm our anxiety. And I'm not saying go out and get a pet, but if you have a pet, yeah. And the universe has something very special in store for you. That is what this affirmation card says. It's just another reminder that there's so much that's coming. I see so much coming for you. And that is why you're going through this massive period of chaos in order to prepare you for it. So thank you so much for watching this video today. I feel like the general message your higher self has for you is to take it easy, chill out. The chaos that is happening in your life right now is for a higher purpose. It's not for nothing. You're not going through a really hard time for nothing. And your higher self just wants you to remember to have a healthy relationship with your gifts, have a healthy relationship with your inner child. You're a very loving person, but I feel like there is some blockages right now due to codependent tendencies. And I feel like once these blockages are lifted, if you are looking for your soulmate, you will be able to find your soulmate. And I feel like you could potentially, like, your soul's purpose could be something that is towards giving and caring for other people. So stepping into that role would happen if these blockages are lifted. Your heart chakra might be blocked. You can take steps in order towards unblocking that. And I just see really, really good things for you. But I see that you're scared. But I see really good things coming in store for you. For sure. So if you chose pile 2, the mushroom card, then this reading is for you. We'll start off with your tarot. Okay. I think what your higher self wants you to know is that you are just starting to figure things out. You are in the beginning phases of a lot of realizations, a lot of self-actualizations. You're really starting to figure things out. And you're starting to understand the way the world operates. I think you're starting to understand that there's a lot of bad things in this world, and there's a lot of systemic injustices in this world. Absolutely. But I think that you're also starting to see the potential for you to exist in this world and potentially undo some of these systemic injustices if that is what you're meant to do, which I feel like a lot of you are. Yeah. Okay, so see, I think what's happening is that you've done a lot of the work that is need to be done. And you're moving towards success and completion. And what success and completion may look like is very, very different for each person, but I think a spiritual awakening is approaching. You might have already felt the symptoms of a spiritual awakening because you are starting to, understand all these realizations. You are really, really coming into this knowledge, but the cards are saying that you're not there yet. You're not quite ready for a spiritual awakening or to be awakened yet. You're not quite in that judgment phase yet. And I think that there might be a little bit of resistance. There might be a little bit of fear in order to fully awaken yourself. And I think with this fear, what needs to be recognized is that you are a person who knows how to handle their emotions well. You know how to be in control of the situation. So you are allowed to open yourself up and make yourself vulnerable. Because I feel like it might not necessarily be a spiritual awakening, because I feel like some of you have already gone through a spiritual awakening, or it could be like a second phase of a spiritual awakening. I also just think it could be the ability to receive messages. Like, you might be scared of fully embracing your spirituality, or fully embracing the messages that your higher self has for you. I feel like you could just be like a little bit stubborn, and you might want to just march to the beat of your own drum. You might just want to exist in life in your physical body because you don't want anybody else telling you what to do. But what the cards are wanting to remind you is that you are your higher self, right? Your higher self is a part of you. It's the highest version of you that is speaking to you. It is yourself that is speaking to you, and it only wants what's best for you, and it's only going to put you closer to your path. And I think what the cards are saying is that, you are ready. If you don't think you are, you are. I feel like you're very emotionally collected, and you're ready to receive this next stage of an awakening. I really feel like you are. And when I say awakening, I mean any sort of intense, like, rapid flow of knowledge. So it doesn't even necessarily have to be spiritual. It could be receiving a lot of philosophical knowledge, or just receiving a lot of like scientific knowledge. It is really dependent on you as a person, right? Because this is a general reading, and you might not be, but it is new knowledge is coming through, and you have been receiving new knowledge. And I feel like it's a lot of like societal knowledge as well. Like, it's not just spiritual knowledge if you are a spiritual person. I'm not going to read this card in reverse just because it doesn't make sense. These cards just aren't meant to be read in reverse. Ooh, okay. 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 Wow. Yeah. I see this Queen of Cups energy coming through. We have the Mother card here. There is also a lot of green here in these cards, and I'm seeing, a blue undertone as well. So I feel like your heart chakra and your throat chakra could potentially be very open. I feel like definitely with the Queen of Cups, your heart chakra is open. And we have the Mother card here, which means light attributes are nurturance, patience, unconditional love, and joy in giving birth to life. So I think that your higher self is just wanting you to remember that you are a very, very kind and considerate person. And maybe you might forget that because you are stuck in a place of self-loathing, but your higher self just wants you to know that you are full of just love to give, and you really know how to handle your emotions, but also handle other people's, or at least that is the place that you are in your life right now, and that is what you will be shooting towards and aiming towards the rest of your life. I think is just having to deal with this kind and considerate energy. And we have the Exorcist card here, which sounds like really scary, but it's not. I'll read the light attribute. It is freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses, and the shadow attribute is the fear of facing your own demons. So I definitely feel this little bit of hesitancy to move forward, hesitancy that you might just not be ready yet. But this is a period of time of cleansing where you're getting rid of all of the old opinions you had that were destructive, and you're moving into a new period in order to allow this new knowledge to come through. The Temple Path. Oh my god, yes. Oh, this makes me so happy that you got this card. Woman holding a coin. Okay. So, there's gonna be a lot for you. The Temple Path. The Temple Path. You are on your Temple Path right now. You are seeking enlightenment. You are headed there, and you are doing everything you are doing everything you need to do in order to go forward on this path. Oh yeah, look. There's a 2 here and a 2 here. Double 2s, you're on the right path, for sure. And with the woman holding a coin, I just think what this message is that whatever you do, as long as you are following your soul's purpose, you will make money. You will be successful. Okay? Just as long as you're being true to yourself, you'll be successful. Light. Yeah, there's definitely like a spiritual awakening coming. You're recognizing a lot of things about your life. And for some reason, this card reminds me of Taylor Swift. I don't know why, but she looks a lot like Taylor Swift. So if you are a Taylor Swift stan, and this is just a confirmation that this message is for you. Queen Taylor is talking to you. Just kidding, I don't actually like Taylor Swift, but... Yeah, okay, trapped in fear. You're scared to move forward, but what's gonna happen is you're gonna move forward and you're gonna realize how great it is being on this path. You're going to start listening to your higher self, and you're going to realize how much easier your life is because you are listening to your higher self, because you are talking to spirit. Yeah, I definitely see like hesitancy in moving forward and in it, you know, but it's not a huge blockage, I want to say, to like group 1 pulled the Tower and the Devil. They had some blocks, I will not lie. You guys don't have the same kind of blocks. It's just a little bit of a hesitancy and a lot of stubbornness. You don't want to listen to other people, or you don't want to recognize yourself as a spiritual being. You have hesitancy towards being spiritual. Okay, so I have my butterfly affirmation cards here. I'm going to shuffle on camera. That one seems to want to go out, just because I feel like these ones work better just fit better. Okay. It is safe for me to explore unknown worlds and try new things. See? You know, it is safe for you. It is safe for you too. And I get that with the Queen of Cups too. This issue is safety, wanting to stay where it's comfortable. It's safe, okay? It is right for you to move forward. It is your path to move forward. You're accelerating on that temple path, and I feel like you just might be accelerating a little faster than other people, but that's okay. Surrender. Okay, so pile 3, if you chose the Frog card, then this reading is for you. So we're going to be starting with your tarot cards, as always. What message does your higher self have for you? Decisions. That's been a common theme so far. Wow. Okay. So we have a lot of night energy here. I feel like things are moving really, really fast for you right now, and it might just feel like you are being presented with a crazy amount of decisions or a crazy amount of opportunities to the point where it's really overwhelming. And what the cards are really saying here is that you need to listen to your heart and follow your passion when you make a decision. I feel like you think about things a little too much. You're in your head a lot, and I feel like you might just want to rush into something sometimes, or you just want to accomplish things based on what other people want you to accomplish. You want to enter into a certain career field, or you want to take up certain hobbies because other people idolize those things. So I feel like you might be making some decisions based off of what other people want you to act or behave. And I feel like people tell you to follow your passions, follow your dreams, and you might be like, yeah, I want to follow my passions, I want to follow my dreams, but I honestly just don't know what they are. So your higher self is inviting you to figure that out, because we don't always know that easily. We don't always understand what our passions are. We don't always know what we want to do. I've tried doing so many little small things. I used to be like, I'm still really into crafting and stuff, but I've like tried to sell my stuff on Etsy before, and I just realized I really like doing this, but it's not my passion. It's not for me. And then I, realized that tarot cards are my passion, and this is a service that I actually do want to provide for people. So it is trying to figure that out. It's a little bit of experimentation, and it is a conversation that is to be had with your higher self as well. Ooh, okay. So we have like a little bit of Wands energy, and so I feel like you're overwhelmed right now. There's a lot that's going on. You're being, everything's happening really fast. You're being pushed forward. It feels like you're being thrown forward, and you'll be successful. You know, you don't have to worry about all these decisions. You don't have to worry about what if I make the wrong decision, because your higher self is here, and your higher self wants you to know that you will be happy. You will step into a role that makes you happy, whether that role is mother, father, teacher, chemist, right? You'll be happy in the end. You'll be happy pretty soon, I feel like. It's just a lot of figuring out what direction you're going. That's what it is. It's figuring out what direction you're moving forward. And this has something to do with your spirituality as well. You know, what path do you want to take? What spiritual path do you want to take? Maybe you've been raised in a traditionally Catholic household, and you feel like you have to go forward with this spiritual path. You have to engage in Catholicism, but you might be starting to realize that that's not actually the case. There's other religions, or there's multiple. There's so many religions that you identify with. Avenger. Ooh, okay. Light attributes. Desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. And then we have, ooh, oh my goodness. Wow. Wow, okay. Messiah. So, sorry, I'm just receiving a lot of messages right now. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Messiah. Light attribute. Serving humanity with humility. Shadow attribute. Exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. Okay. A lot of you are light workers. A lot of you were put on this earth for a very specific cause, and you are meant to raise society's vibrations and go forth. And what the cards are telling you is that you are a light worker, okay? You are a light worker, and you are a person who is put on this earth for a very, very specific reason, to obtain a higher purpose. And you cannot complete your duties if you're just focusing on what other people want you to do or how you think you should behave. Yeah. And I feel like what might happen for some of you is you might just, this is a risk, okay? I'm saying that because you have such an important job here on earth, it obviously comes with risks. If you don't listen to your intuition, if you don't continuously engage with your higher self, then you risk embodying a role that is superficial and where you think that you are the only person to do that job. Which, I mean, in a way is true, but you're no more special than anybody else. Just because you're a light worker, you're not any more special than anybody else. That is a risk that you risk on you might adopt that attitude if you don't continue to listen to your intuition and to make decisions based on what you're passionate about. Because if you care too much about your image as a light worker, you're just going to kind of lead people astray and lead people on the wrong path, because you're not fulfilling your highest self. You're not fulfilling your higher purpose, so you can't help other people fulfill theirs, even if that's what you're meant to do. Door to Spirit. Adjacent possibilities. So yeah, I feel like you guys have a lot of potential life paths. There's a lot of ways that your life could go. It's just figuring out which one of those ways you want to follow. And I think Spirit is leading you down the right path, so you don't necessarily have to worry about opening the right door. But you are on that path, and Spirit, your highest self, is guiding you there. Truth. Okay. So I think you're honestly, yeah. Your throat chakra is blocked. And that is part of the reason why you are having a hard time moving forward in the right direction. I feel like you don't know what direction to go because you are not necessarily living your truth, you're not speaking your truth, and you're not listening to your higher self. Because you're focused a lot on what other people think and what other people want you to do. And yeah, that is what is preventing you from succeeding, because success is in your future, but you really need to live your authentic life. You need to be authentic to you. And I actually had like 3 cards pop up here for this deck with the Psychic Truth deck. With every other group, they only got 2. So this little Fulfillment of Wishes card popped up. So you'll get there, right? You just need to be true to you, right? Your wishes will be fulfilled. And I feel like it is your job to lead people. It is your job to be a light worker and to help other people get onto their paths. But in order to start doing that work, you need to be on the right path yourself. Cleansing body and spirit. So this is just some wisdom. I feel like you need to do a bit of cleaning. Okay, so you need to take a ritual bath and just set the intention before you bathe that you want to purify yourself. You might want to cleanse with some incense or white sage if that is spiritually appropriate for you. Yeah, cleansing body and spirit. Because I feel like there's just a lot of almost shadow work that needs to be done here. You just need to get rid of like other people's opinions and really listen to your own intuition. You need to get rid of all of that the other external noise that is cluttering your mind, that is preventing you from moving forward and really stepping into that role of your higher self. But because you are like a light worker, or most of you are light workers, I feel like you will step into this role. I definitely feel like you will, because you're meant to. You're just going through a little bit of a challenging time right now. Like, I know for me, it's been, I've been in school for a while, and I've kind of decided that what I went to school for, I don't really think is what I meant to do, and it's not really aligning me with my highest self. So I've been grappling with that and trying to understand how I can still use those skills and the things about my programs that I did enjoy in order to move forward and still be working towards achieving the goals of my higher self. Because when you have a soul's purpose, everything fits together. You can do it all. I went to school for journalism, and I can still be a writer. I don't have to be a journalist, but I can still change people's lives through writing and share the messages I need to share through writing. So I have these butterfly affirmation cards here, and I'm shuffling them on camera just because it just feels right. I am strong enough to face every issue in my life with courage and trust. Yeah. Rely on future you to solve future problems. You don't need to spend so much time worrying. You don't need to spend so much time really focused on the decisions you make, because like I said, they're the right decision. And you make a wrong decision, you can deal with that, right? And you rely on future you to deal with that, not current you. Yeah, so messages I'm getting from these cards are things are happening really fast for you right now. There's a lot of decisions you're being faced to make. I feel like you're trying to decide between following your passion and deciding what your passion is, but you're a little bit more bogged down by society's expectations into how you think you should behave. I definitely think that you are a light worker and that you are stepping into this role and that you will be successful in this role, but just that your throat chakra is blocked, and that you just need to continue living your authentic self and to cleanse out all that bad energy and that bad thought processes that are plaguing you. Okay, so if you chose pile 4, the tree pile, then this reading is for you. I'm going to start off with the tarot. So some of you might be in a... Wow, okay. Yeah, some of you might be in a bad place financially right now. And you might feel like you don't really have any control over the situation. And because you are in a bad place financially, You might be a little bit greedy with your money. You might just really, really want to hang on to that money. And you don't want to spend it. You don't want to help other people because it's all you have. Right? And for some of you, this might not necessarily be money. When we talk about poverty, we can talk about like spiritual poverty. We could talk about, not having enough faith and not having enough hope and just feeling like nothing exists. There's nothing else out there. And poverty too, we can talk about, the physical body and even falling into relationships in the home a bit. Something might have happened recently where you lost your home, or you might feel like you don't actually have any control in your home environment. You feel like maybe you live with a bunch of roommates and you feel like you're just always pushed to the side. There's so many different scenarios, but I feel like what can be said for sure is that you feel like you have a lack of control because something is missing from your life. Ooh, okay. The High Priestess. I mean, that is a good sign. Yeah, so the message that I am getting isn't necessarily spiritual poverty, because honestly, I don't think that you would be in a position of spiritual poverty and click on this video. I feel like just this is like confirmation in itself. Like the medium is the message almost. But I feel like, yeah, because we pulled the High Priestess, there's been stuff that's missing from your life. There's been, you felt like you just can't obtain a lot. You may not just feel like you can't obtain like wealth. You aren't in a job that you necessarily like. And the only thing that is getting you through this is your spirituality. And the cards are reminding you to remember that your higher self is there and that whatever is happening to you right now is happening for a reason. Yeah. But there definitely is like a lot of poverty for a lot of you guys. You're really struggling financially. And if you're watching this is a timeless reading, but if you're watching this in October amidst the pandemic, then yeah, a lot of you probably did lose your job because of the pandemic. It's likely, and it sucks, but it's for a reason. The Divine Child. Okay, so this is the energy that your higher self is kind of drawing attention to. So I'll read it out. Light attributes: innocence, purity, and redemption. Suggest a special connection with the divine. And the shadow attributes are an inability to defend oneself against negative forces. So I could see for some of you, maybe it's a little hard for you to stick up for yourself or to really put yourself out there. But I see this divine child spirit because I feel like you've been going through a lot. You've been going through all this nonsense. You've been going through just the pandemic in general. And you still believe at the end of the day. You still have a devotion. You still believe that there's something else out there. And a lot of times these things show themselves to us when we are in a difficult place. So we see our spirituality start to come through when times are really, really hard. And that's what makes us believe. Okay. And we have the Bully. So light attributes are that it highlights your tendency to intimidate others and to help you confront the inner fears that bully you. Shadow attributes conceals deep fears behind verbal and physical abuse. Okay, so your higher self is calling you out here. Your higher self, I'm just the messenger, okay? I'm channeling messages. Don't come at me, but I could see that with the Four of Pentacles. I feel like because you've gone through a lot, because you're going through a lot, you might be taking some of this frustration and anger out on other people. And you might, like I said before, you might be hoarding your money a little bit, or just hoarding your emotions, hoarding your feelings a little bit. And when we do that, when we hold on to that pain too much, then we can't keep it in. We can't suppress pain that much. And the cards are just reminding you, don't take that pain out on other people, right? Because it will come out. And to handle that pain and confront those demons as they come up. Journey, so you are on a path right now. Your higher self is leading you on this path, and like, honestly, I just love this card so much. This is my favorite oracle deck. Yeah, I'll say it. It's my favorite deck I own. And we have this journey card, and she's at a path, and it's pointing in different directions, and she doesn't know where to go, but she has her light that's guiding her, right? And your higher purpose is reminding you that there is a light within you. And that is your higher self. And that is what's talking to you right now. And I think you do know that too. I think you know that there's somebody guiding you. You know that there's somebody bringing you through this dark place, but I feel like you might not have the confidence that things are necessarily going to turn out amazing for you because you're in such a bad place right now. And I feel like the cards are just telling you, yeah, it's a journey. This is just one part of your journey. Rest and rejuvenation. So at the end of the day, it's just important to take time to yourself. And even if you have a lot of stuff going on, it's really important to rest, and to actually rest, like to meditate or to take a bath or to go on a walk, not just like veg out and watch Netflix. Because yeah, that's a message that I'm getting from that for a lot of you do like to just come home at the end of the day and like, I don't know, maybe drink or smoke and watch TV, and maybe that's all you do, and your higher self is saying, those things are okay, but they're okay in moderation. Ooh, and we do have 4 here, which talks about the home. We have 2 4s, which talks about the home, which talks about money. So money is a common theme. Passion ignited. Honestly, I don't know. Yeah. This isn't an 18 plus video, so I'm not going to channel all the messages that are coming through right now, but if you guys have felt like your intimate life hasn't been great. If you have felt like you haven't found anybody recently, you will. There's going to be your sacral chakra will be activated soon. Whether you're single or in a relationship, that's all I can say. And it could even mean you could activate it yourself, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be with another person, but I see passion coming into your life pretty soon. Transformation. So yeah, you're definitely going to be stepping out of this. Oh, nice message. You're definitely going to be stepping out of this state soon. And this nonsense is just to prepare you for a transformation. You know, sometimes we don't realize how good we have it until we lose it. And that's pretty much what you're going through right now, is what your higher self wants you to know, and that you need to experience all this pain in order to transform as a human being and move forward, and to confront some of these behaviors that I think some of you are exhibiting about intimidating others and just taking things out on other people. And yeah, your higher self just wants to remind you that to follow your intuition. That's definitely a message that I've been getting just for like a lot of people, but follow your dreams, follow your intuition. And I think it makes sense that your higher self is always saying follow your intuition, because that's what your higher self is, right? Like your higher self is like, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Which, yeah, I'm feeling that. Oh, and there's some little stones there, some ruins as well. So I feel like if a lot of you guys are looking for signs, pay attention to signs, pay attention to synchronicities, because those are the things that are going to remind you that your higher self is there and that your higher self is having a conversation with you and communicating with you. Okay, so I have my... Oh my goodness, I just dropped them everywhere. I could read them all out, but that would take a long time. Okay, I have these butterfly affirmation cards that I'm going to just shuffle on camera, because I just, that's the energy. Okay? That's the reason why. Wow. Okay. So everyone else got one. Y'all got 3. Your higher self wants to tell you some things. And I'm just looking at these colors first on the back of the cards. There is some pink here. There's some rose. So maybe tapping in, maybe some gratitude. I feel like some gratitude practices to just kind of tap into your heart chakra. And because we had those issues maybe with treating other people not very nice sometimes, and we probably don't realize it, but realizing why we're grateful for these people in our life. Yeah, let's read the messages out. Everything is going to be okay. Yeah. I give myself permission to switch off my mind and have some fun. I definitely saw that coming through with the rest and rejuvenation card as well. Just actually doing stuff that is caring for yourself, and that's not just watching TV, or that's healthy. Like having fun in a healthy way. I love this one. Every dark night must turn into a bright new morning. Yes, I feel like, yes, this makes so much sense why all 3 of these came out. Because every dark night must turn into a bright new morning. I feel like that is exactly what you're experiencing right now. I feel like you are in a difficult place, probably financially. And your spirituality is the bright new thing in the morning. Your intuition that you're following is the bright new thing. And things will get better for you. And because I know that you will follow your intuition, and I know that you do have spiritual beliefs, so I have confidence that things are going to get better from you just based off of that alone. And the cards are telling you this is a transformation period. You're going through this nonsense for a reason. So